You suck. 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 Hello, friends of the internet, and welcome to Square Up Circle Sagas, the podcast, wrestle history podcast, where we talk about the history of wrestlers, brief history of wrestlers.
That's right, from their first step in the ring to their final count of three. I'm your host, Scott.
And I'm your other host, Bobby.
That was so lovely. Mr. Kurt Angle has retired from wrestling.
Forever.
Forever. I mean, well, you can't say forever in wrestling because look at Terry Funk. That dude retired like 90 times already, and he pops up with a new one every other time.
Weird segue into Terry Funk.
Yeah.
His brother, cousin, or uncle, whatever it was, trained Kurt Angle.
His brother trained Kurt Angle.
That's a little fun history fact for you while we get started.
Yep. Kurt Angle has retired from wrestling.
Yes.
And we thought it would be a great opportunity to do an episode on him. He retired just last month. We're recording this in May. You're going to listen to this episode in June. So he retired. Sure. He retired 2 months ago for you.
Yeah.
Looked at the mic.
You cross-eyed the mic too.
1 month ago.
You just look at it.
You stared it down. And in honor of Mr. Angle, we are actually drinking milk on the Pod Show podcast today. I hope you could hear that.
Perfect. Quick milk break.
I hope you all have your big glass of milk ready. If not, press pause and go grab it. We'll wait. We don't have to wait if we're paused.
Yeah, true. I was actually going to stop talking and wait for like 30 seconds. That's
Me too.
A waste of air time.
We didn't have to wait at all.
Let's hit with the history.
Mr. Kurt Steven Angle was born.
Steven?
Yeah, his middle name is Steven.
Steven?
Yeah. Mr. Kurt Steven Angle. Another rare case of a wrestler actually using his real name, was born on December 9th, 1968 in Lebanon Township, Pennsylvania, outside of Pittsburgh.
Yeah. But he's billed from Pittsburgh. So,
right, yeah. They bill him. Well,
because it would be hard for them to be like, Mount Lebanon Township, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, exactly. Like if you were to start wrestling, they wouldn't bill you as from Sparks, Nevada.
They'd say Reno because it's the bigger of the two.
Yeah, exactly.
More well known in the history of towns and cities.
True. Plus, Mount Lebanon Township is kind of a mouthful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Especially to announce before a match. And he was just I mean, I couldn't find a whole lot about his childhood, really. Just kind of said he had a pretty normal upbringing. He started wrestling at 7, just like amateur style wrestling, like the Greco-Roman style, I guess you would call it. That's a professional industry term.
Us in the industry, that's what we say.
Yeah, and he wrestled, since 7 through college and onto the Olympics afterwards.
Where he went to Clarion University in Pennsylvania.
He got a degree in education in 1993, right?
What a guy.
I was really surprised. I was like, dang.
He's going to go be a teacher now.
I don't think...
That's probably wrong.
I don't think he needs a fallback career at this point. but maybe. I don't know.
I don't know. The way his career ended, pretty rough.
We'll get there later. So right there.
Got a whole page and a half to talk about still.
Yep. Yeah, and I mean he stuck with wrestling all through his formative years, and in 1995 he won the gold medal at the FILA Wrestling World Championships in Atlanta, Georgia, and that is really what cemented him as a top competitor in wrestling, I suppose. And that's
an up and comer,
right? Yeah, and that was kind of the entry point into him going into the Summer Olympics the following year after that.
Heck yeah.
And then he won a gold medal with a broken freaking neck.
Broken freaking.
So
is that true?
Okay. That's actually what I was just gonna bring up. I never knew like the true story of that. I'd always just heard that quote.
Yeah,
right?
because that's what he always used to say.
And I always wondered too. I was like,
freaking broken neck.
Yeah, and I always wondered like, is that true, or is it just kind of like a gimmicked thing that they said? But apparently, yeah. So I kind of thought that if it were true that the story was that he like broke his neck during the match, and then like they pulled him aside and they're like examining him, like, oh shit, you got a broken neck. He's like, I gotta compete, man. It's like, the Olympics.
I gotta win the gold.
I gotta do it. I gotta go for it for America.
America.
And then, but Kurt Angle doesn't talk like that.
He's a pretty normal guy, actually.
Yeah. But what actually had happened was, I believe he broke his neck during training a few months before that, like about 5-ish months.
Yeah, okay. So apparently this is the Olympic trials when he suffered a severe neck injury, fracturing 2 of his cervical vertebrae and herniating 2 discs.
Right, yeah.
And pulling 4 muscles.
Yeah, he did a whole lot of damage.
Yeah.
But he still wrestled in the Olympics.
He won the trials and then spent the next 5 months resting and rehabilitating for the Olympics.
Yeah, but
I guess he broke his neck before
the
trials?
But still he wrestled on a healing broken neck. Right?
Yeah,
because broken neck is not going to heal in a few months. It takes like a year or more, right?
But it's fine.
So,
he became addicted to Vicodin to get him through the thing.
Oh, that's sad. Quick side note: have you ever watched that match where he won the gold? I watched
against Iranian Abbas Jadidi.
Yeah, I watched it once. I think about a year ago. I think I watched it when he returned with the Shield in that TLC match last year.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, oh man, I want to get into Kurt Angle, and like I watched that match, and it's pretty crazy. He was a powerful young man.
Yeah.
And
I was gonna bring that up when we talk about his like the earliest match we could find, which was his like second one ever. That dude was ripped.
Yeah, he was, and that like I would really recommend to actually watch that match, because even though it's not like professional wrestling, it's still really interesting to see and really impressive. Like honestly, and that crowd goes wild for the USA. Holy moly,
USA,
yeah,
USA,
yeah,
USA,
yeah, exactly,
USA.
yeah. All of them. And everybody's just right behind our boy K.A.
Ka.
Nobody ever called him that in his whole life. Kurt, if you're listening, I'm sorry.
Well, no, that's what we're going to call him the rest of the time. You can't say Kurt one more time after this one time.
Kurt's listening right now, and he's like, oh, new nickname.
K.A. Cool. I could get behind that.
Also, in that same year, 96, he was introduced to professional wrestling through ECW. And ECW. Yeah, he went to a show in Pittsburgh, and they had him do an in-ring interview and had him be a guest commentator.
Wow.
And
he had
stuff.
all that?
Yeah. Because apparently he was a little bit well known back then. I don't really remember. I was really young, but he had a little bit of clout, a little bit of fame touching on it there.
Yeah, I mean, you just won the gold medal. What are you gonna do next? I'm gonna go ECW and do a commentator.
Yeah, but like he still held this position that professional wrestling was beneath him, because he's like an Olympic class athlete.
Yeah.
He's like, these guys just fake. Or
he's
whatever.
like the real deal.
Yeah, and the WWF actually approached him with a deal a few years before he signed on with them officially, and he turned them down because of that reason. But then
I'm shaking my head at you, Kurt Angle.
Yeah.
I mean K.A., sorry.
But then later on, he managed to catch an episode of Raw, and he kind of got into it, and he started following Raw, and he said he just really started to notice like the athleticism and the real skill that it takes to be a professional wrestler. And he's like, dang, this is super cool. And I was reading that he was really inspired by Stone Cold too.
Aren't we all?
Yeah, and like
I drink beer because Stone Cold Steve Austin told me to.
In like the charactership and the theatrics of Stone Cold, especially at that time in the late 90s, it was like Stone Cold.
Yeah, he was the man.
He was the guy.
He was the like, I don't know, like the Seth Rollins now was Stone Cold back then.
Yeah.
Where you're like, everybody's like, oh, Stone Cold's cool guy. And everybody's like, Seth Rollins, cool guy.
Bald. Seth Rollins not.
Yeah. And that's the only real difference between the two.
Yeah. Right.
I mean,
I think so too. I mean, they both got beard too.
Yeah.
And then in August of 1998, he decided he wanted to get back into it, and the WWF offered him a new deal that was significantly less than his original deal. You know, obviously, because he turned them down before, and they're like, "Hey, fuck you, buddy. You want to come back? Eat our pennies."
Eat our pennies.
But
now you're on our terms. We were on your terms.
Right.
But guess what? The script has been flipped, and now you owe us money.
That's right.
Kurt Angle had to pay them to get into the WWF.
That's right.
That's right. That's right.
And he signed a 5-year deal with the WWF. And I forgot to mention, before that, one of the other things that he had brought up why he didn't want to sign is because he wanted to win every match. Because he was like, I'm the Olympic gold medalist. It makes sense for me to win every match. If I'm going to sign with you, I want to win every single match. And they're like, fucking no.
That's not how it works, brother.
Yeah. But anyway, he signed a 5-year deal, and he started training under Dory Funk Jr., Terry Funk's brother,
At
Dory Funk's son.
Funkin' Dojo.
At the Funkin' Dojo. True name.
In Stamford, Connecticut.
Isn't that where WWE headquarters is? In Stamford?
I don't actually know, but I do know that Angle's first match took place within the WWF developmental territory, the World Wrestling Alliance.
That's right. On August 20th.
It was a mouthful.
With Tom Pritchard.
Pritchard boy.
So that's kind of crazy.
Mm-hmm.
He signed a deal and had his first match in the first month that he ever professionally wrestled.
Yes.
That's wild to think about nowadays, where like you sign a deal with WWE developmental and you might be in their training center for
a year,
months, a year, even before having your first match in one of their, like territory things.
Mm-hmm.
And for him to sign the deal and then be like, yep, signed, trained, I'm wrestling now. Look out.
Signed, trained, delivered. Yeah, I'm Kurt Angle.
Kurt Angle. His first match was against Tom Pritchard.
Yeah.
Do you know him?
I feel like we've mentioned him before.
Yeah.
Already in our long-running podcast we've done twice.
Yes, he's a good friend of the show, Mr. Pritchard.
Hey, Tommy boy, what's up?
Was he... Oh, wait. What was... Oh, boy. We're a professional wrestling podcast. We are professionals. We know what we're talking about. Wasn't he the guy that was like the preacher character with the pink face all the time back in the day? Was that Tom Pritchard or was that a different
His
Pritchard?
ring names were Dr. Tom Pritchard, Dr. X, Tom Pritchard, or Zip. So, no.
Who am I thinking of?
I don't know. He was trained by the Iron Sheik, though.
That's cool. That's a connection to Ric Flair, first episode of Squared Circle Sagas. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, Tom Pritchard, he wrestled in the 80s and early 90s, but I guess he came back in 2004. I don't know. He's in and out for a while, I guess.
He sucks.
Yeah, he sucks.
We don't know who he is.
He sucks.
He's probably pretty cool.
He's probably a good guy.
Thank you, Tom. Tom Pritchard was the other trainer at Dory Funk Jr.'s dojo, by the way. Yeah. Let's talk about Kurt Angle's oldest match that we could find to watch online.
Which was his second match ever.
So not bad. Because with the Ric Flair one, it was probably like his 10th match.
True.
This time we got pretty close.
Yeah. It was against a guy, I can't remember his name.
Sean Stasiak?
Stasiak. That was it. I was going to say, I know it was long.
Yeah, I've heard of that guy.
He was a heel in this match so hard.
Yeah. That was also with the WWA. That was in August 21st, 1998.
Woo!
So, man, Kurt Angle had 2 matches in his first month with the company there. Wow.
He was not messing around. He was going straight to the top, not stopping anywhere.
Yeah, that's that's right. He had the 3 eyes already.
Yeah, he wrestled Stasiak. It was pretty short match. I think overall it was about 6 minutes.
Yeah, 6 to 5 minutes.
I don't want to judge too harshly because it was only a second match.
Yeah,
but
right.
oh god, was he stiff?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like he didn't sell anything. Like there was a point where he was like getting hit in the corner and he was just kind of like.
Yeah. He
was like. Oh.
He did not look very confident as a professional wrestler. He didn't look comfortable being in a ring.
Yep.
But he was trying.
Yeah.
He's doing some moves. First thought, weird to not see him in a singlet.
Yeah.
He was just wearing like basic like trunks, and
Stasiak had a singlet.
Yeah, I was like,
and
wait.
When the match started, I had them backwards at first.
Yeah. I did too. Like throughout the whole match, like when they were like on the ground or like somebody would do a move and their backs would be turned, my brain would always immediately just switch to the singlet as being Kurt Angle. Yeah. And then they would turn around and be, oh wait, I gotta look over here.
Yeah. And I don't want to like judge but the commentating was pretty bad. The commentating sounded like a 12-year-old doing like a news broadcast for his school. Yeah. Exactly. That's what it was. Right? I was trying to like wrap my head around what I was listening to.
Yeah, it was like clearly perfect. Like a pretty young guy.
Yeah.
And he obviously maybe didn't have a lot of experience doing this because he was just on there just kind of like, and there's an arm drag. All right, he's gonna go up top, and he missed. Okay, he's got him behind his back. Oh, flipped out. Oh, he's got him for the 1-2 count only. And that was...
All right, he's going to slam him. And there it was. Picks him up, puts him back down.
Yep. I was like, the whole thing. It's really painful. Sorry to whoever you are. I hope you got some more practice and are working hard as a commentator now.
And his name is Michael Cole.
Michael Cole!
He didn't get much better.
Wow.
Just kidding.
Bazinga.
But yeah, it was not a great match to watch, but
yeah,
it happens, and
I will say they were clearly playing to Kurt Angle's strengths at the time.
Yes, absolutely.
I wrote very wrestly in
quotes.
There
was a lot of like locks and like quick like arm drag takedowns,
locks, holds. Not Sean Stasiak was doing a lot more of like the professional wrestling stuff. Yeah. Like he did like an elbow drop at one point from the top rope and like elbows and stuff.
Yeah. And he was playing to the crowd. He was like yelling to the crowd, being the heel.
Yeah, Kurt was pretty dry. He didn't have a lot of characterization.
There was no like
trying yet.
Very little charisma in the ring.
Yeah. At least at that point. But I mean, who can blame him? He'd only been wrestling for less than a month.
Yeah, right. Yeah. And there was like one part in the match that I was like really kind of like cringeworthy about. Was Kurt Angle was on the ground and Stasiak went up to the top rope and he was gonna like splash him, but like Kurt Angle got up before he even started climbing the ropes. And but like Stasiak still committed to the splash.
I remember that part. Yeah, and Kurt Angle was like standing there waiting.
Yeah,
and then when he jumped, he just like moved out of the way.
Yeah, and I was like, ugh. Yeah, I was like, I mean,
and it wasn't like he was gonna do like a like a backflip or anything.
Yeah.
Like a moonsault.
Pretty standard.
He was facing Kurt Angle the whole time. Like, he's standing up. I'm still gonna try my move. He's just standing there.
He's standing there looking straight at me, like prepared to do it. And I was
I'm gonna still get him.
Yeah. There was just like one of those moments where it was like, I don't know who fucked that up that bad, but
Yeah, I had that same thought.
Yeah, but it was like, I mean, but again, you can't really fault Kurt Angle very much because it was his second match ever.
Yeah.
There's even a point in the match when Dory Funk Jr. Dory?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I was like, I immediately was like finding Dory, and I was like, Funk wait, Jr. That's wrong.
It's correct.
But when Dory Funk Jr. came to the side of the ring and was like giving him pointers.
Oh yeah. He like
Kurt Angle like leaned out of the ring and like was asking questions, and
that was a weird thing.
Yeah,
I've never really seen that before.
Yeah, me either. And I thought, I mean, like, you see like the Paul Heymans and stuff where there's like yelling.
Yeah, they're like yelling.
Yeah,
Like,
but it was like a legit moment where like I think maybe Kurt Angle was confused or lost on what the next thing he was supposed to do was.
Yeah,
and he like
could have
leaned
been
out.
It very well was probably like a real thing.
Yeah, and he was like maybe he asked a question or something, and Dory came over and he gave him this like pointed and like did some stuff, and then they went back at it. But
yeah. Kurt Angle did a sunset flip once though.
Just once?
That was pretty much like the only like big flashy move he did. He did an angle slam before it's called an angle slam.
In that match?
I know. I mean, it wasn't quite angle slammy. It was just kind of
more
like a over the shoulder kind of backdrop thing. But
it was close enough.
The beginnings of the true angle slam were there.
There was no ankle locks though.
No,
I was pretty disappointed.
I was disappointed. It's okay. Maybe at that point he would have, because he was still a real wrestler, Bobby.
Yeah.
They didn't want him to do an ankle lock because he would have broken his leg off.
Probably.
He's a real wrestler.
Yeah, he's strong. He's really strong.
Not one of these fake Sean Stasiak guys.
Yeah, what the Sean Stacey boo?
Him.
Yeah. But yeah, the finish of this match was kind of weird. It was a really weird pin that I don't think I've ever seen. It was like a really weird roll up where he like grabbed him and like flipped him and like
it was a weird kind of
it was a weird roll up
awkward
move.
roll up.
But like it was definitely planned and everything went the way it was supposed to.
It wasn't like botched or anything. It was just a weird setup.
Yeah, it was a weird setup, and I'd never seen it before, and I was kind of like, wait, that was weird.
I don't remember exactly how it was, so I can't really like describe it. I just remember thinking like, oh, that's kind of an awkward.
Yeah,
way to do that.
it was like he like grabbed his arm like he was gonna do some kind of like arm hold, but then instead like flipped him over and then like wound up on top of him and like pinned him that way.
Kurt Angle did.
Yeah. Kurt Angle won the match.
Kurt Angle won the match, of course. Well, except his first match he lost, but whatever.
Oh my gosh.
Who cares? Kurt Angle, you can't win them all. But you got to win against Sean Stasiak, okay?
Yeah, everybody does. Those are the rules.
Is that true?
This
is the only Sean Stasiak match I've ever seen, so
yeah,
can't tell you.
I wonder if he was also under a different name at one point and he became Shawn Michaels.
No, I've heard his name before. I think he was kind of like lower card or like a jobber after that in the WWE. Because I've definitely recognized
he
his
is
name.
now a chiropractor.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That seems like a really that job makes sense for a former professional wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hey man, my back's all fucked up. Let me fix yours.
He won the World Tag Team Championship, the WWF Hardcore Championship, and is the son of former Triple WF champion Stan Stasiak. It might be.
Oh, okay.
No,
wow.
Okay. It's supposed to be WWF. It's not supposed to be Triple W. I was like,
okay.
That's weird. Okay. Maybe it's just misprinted. But yeah, yeah. He went in the ring names as Meat or Sean Stasiak.
Meat.
Yes.
Meat.
Yep.
Meat.
Planet Stasiak was also a thing.
That's sick.
And he was trained by Dory Funk Jr., Tom Pritchard, WCW Power Plant, and Paul Orndorff.
Oh.
So there you go.
So Sean's got some.
He wrestled for 6 years.
Sean's got some gold. That's it?
Yep.
Oh.
Debuted in 96, and retired in 2002.
Huh.
Now he's a chiropractor, doing chiropractic things.
That's super rare for wrestlers.
And he's a motivational speaker.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you, Sean.
Sounds like a good guy.
You're doing great work. If you're listening, we like you.
Yeah, I'm kind of disappointed I made fun of him a little bit. Seems like a really, really down-to-earth, normal guy.
Well, it's okay. That might have been his first match. Who knows?
True.
He was just in the training camp too, I mean, I doubt it was because he was doing all the characters.
Yeah,
stuff,
he was
so.
definitely had a character already made. So yeah.
He was a little more advanced than old Curdy.
Curdy. Curdy.
Whoa. So, Mr. Kurt Angle had his first official appearance in the WWF on a March 7th, 1999 Sunday Night Heat episode.
Sunday Night Heat.
Now, keep this in mind. He started professional wrestling in August of 98. He appeared on WWF television in March of 99.
Yep.
That's real quick. He didn't wrestle, but he appeared and he did a this this really dumb angle where this I didn't write down his name.
Tiger Ali Singh.
Yes, I'm a professional podcaster. Where Tiger Ali Singh wanted him to blow his nose on the American flag, and Kurt Angle was like, "Yeah, I'll do that." But he grabbed the Iranian flag and blew his nose on that, and then he was like, "What? That's my flag, though."
And then they fought it.
No,
they just kind of beat him up.
They probably did that thing where they beat up and then they went in the back. They're like, "Well, they're still fighting, but they went away."
but everything's okay. We're going on to the next match now because it's over.
His first official WWF match was a dark match against Brian Christopher on April 11th, just 1 month after that appearance. And then after that, it took a little bit for him to get on TV. He wrestled a bunch of dark matches and house shows before being on TV. His first televised match was on November 14th on Survivor Series against our old pal Sean Stasiak.
Yes, sir.
That's right.
So the pay-per-view Survivor Series, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so his first real televised match was a pay-per-view match.
Yeah.
Probably an undercard match. Or maybe not. I don't know.
Still a singles pay-per-view match.
Yeah.
They were really putting a lot of faith in this boy.
Yeah. And this is
just a little over a year after he started professional wrestling.
Yeah, and Triple H described Kurt Angle as probably the fastest guy I've ever seen to pick up this business.
Man.
Pick this business up, owing it to his phenomenal athleticism and aptitude for the industry.
Yeah, and that shows in this timeline that we've been just astonished by.
A year, and he's wrestling on pay-per-views, and and that he also that was the first time he used the Patriots song "Metal."
Oh yeah, that's right. We need to bring that song up. That is the song that Sergeant Slaughter used to use, and that's the song, guys.
Yeah.
The "You Suck."
You suck.
That song. Used to be Sergeant Slaughter's
Which
music.
is kind of weird that we all say "You suck" now.
Yeah.
Because I don't think we'd ever do that to Sergeant Slaughter.
Nobody even knows. Yeah, because he'd kill us.
Yeah. He's slaughtered.
Mm-hmm.
He slaughtered at least 4 people ever.
Well, you can't be a sergeant without 4 slaughterings.
Yeah.
You just be
that's how you rank up.
You just be like a major.
Yeah.
I don't know the orders. Major's probably.
I think major's higher than sergeant.
Probably.
Maybe?
I think so. I don't care. I'm no army man.
Me either. We talk about podcasts.
That's right. So after this, they started injecting him more into televised stuff. And initially, they were pushing him as a face because he's like all-American gold medal Olympic wrestler, man. But everybody fucking hated him, and then and the company just kind of smartly leaned into it.
He was the American hero.
Yeah, the company kind of just smartly leaned into it and pushed him as a heel, but just being basically the same character, but just a dick about it.
Yeah.
Which I kind of love.
It was a smart move because instead of trying to be like, why doesn't everybody love me? Kurt Angle kind of just went into it and sold it as, I don't even care. I'm an American hero. I don't need you people. Yeah. I'm an American gold medalist with a broken freaking neck.
I like one of his quotes used to be, "Where's your gold medal?" He'd say to the crowd when they boo him. I love that. That's interesting fact about this too. I never knew this. Or I always kind of wondered. In his entrance, he has his medals. Mm-hmm. Those are fake. Those are not his real medals.
Yeah, because according to Wikipedia, he only won one.
Yeah,
gold medal.
Right.
One Olympic gold medal and then one qualifying gold medal.
Right. Yeah. Well, then he has his gold medal from the Atlanta Georgia Championships. But yeah, I always wondered. I'm like, dang, is he really taking out his real medals there?
That would be bonkers to take out your real medals and just set them down and be like, don't steal those, some random guy that's gonna grab them and take them to the backstage.
Take care of these, everybody. That's not me.
Because we'd definitely see those in a pawn shop somewhere in a couple years. Be like, hey, these were Kurt Angle's gold medals.
A little paper sign, Kurt Angle's gold medals. $60.
It's like the Super Bowl rings that they have sometimes.
Yeah.
Good. But he was undefeated in his initial push.
Yeah.
For several weeks.
Yeah.
And then he lost to Taz.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. He lost
Yeah,
on
choked
Taz's
out.
debut, right?
Yeah, he got choked out and passed him out.
Yeah. that's
Taz
right.
made him pass out forever.
That's-
And then he woke up 10 years later.
That's holy.
That's a coma.
Yeah. Yeah, his kind of first push culminated in 2001 at No Mercy when he defeated The Rock for the WWE Championship.
Which is wild.
Yeah.
With going back to his like American Hero, where he's like, you all need to work on your 3 eyes.
Oh,
and
yeah,
like that
yeah.
was like the intensity, integrity, and intelligence. That was the other
yeah.
one. And it's like, all right. I feel like that was a good play for them to do, was just be like, you know what, make fun of them. Make them feel like idiots.
Yeah.
Tell them they need to work on being better.
Yeah. Right. I would not have expected that guy to beat The Rock.
No,
for the
never.
championship.
Not even
Right?
once.
Yeah.
Have you seen The Rock?
He's a lot larger now.
Yeah, he's so big now.
Rock now would win.
Rock now beat anybody.
Yeah, Rock now would pull your head off.
Yeah.
Everybody out there, literally everybody out there.
Yeah, Rock now, you dead. You wrestle Rock,
Yeah.
you dead.
Yeah, you can't hand that. But it's also crazy. Remember, 2001, just 2 years before that, he started wrestling.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. Within the first 3 years, he went from, well, okay, in a 5-year timeline, he went from Olympic gold medalist, thinking he was beneath him. Then he was like, I'm an idiot. This is actually kind of cool. Signed the paperwork, wrestled once, wrestled twice, wrestled a bunch, and then won the championship.
and won the fucking championship.
All within like a 5-year timeline.
Like, can you even imagine that now?
Name one thing
Like-
that somebody did and won a championship in 5 years.
Maybe-
They're never doing it.
Oh, maybe actually. What about like Mark Henry?
Marcus Henrifer.
I feel like Mark Henry had a fairly similar kind of
Yeah,
trajectory.
but also Mark
But
Henry
maybe
was just kind of played as he was really strong. So he didn't have to do anything like
True.
technical.
Yeah, yeah.
He was kind of just try to hit me and then I'll
boom.
just knock you down and I'll pick you up because I can pick up 7,000 pounds and I'll just throw
true.
you
Yeah,
down.
yeah. He's
So
just
it's
kind of
a little different
doing
in
what he did already,
Yeah,
just with people.
yeah. It's a little different in the like that dynamic there.
True. Yeah. But
Kurt Angle went from wrestler to wrestler.
yeah.
Mark Henry went from strong to I pick you up
Strong.
and throw you around.
But
Rey Mysterio, you're half my size. I'll pick you up one hand, throw you into the crowd.
oh man, speaking of Ray, we're gonna talk about Ray later. I'm excited.
Hit me with Rey Mysterio Jr.
Ooh, not yet.
Okay.
Almost. We're getting there. And fun fact: Kurt Angle was the first person to have a gold medal and the world championship. Boomba.
Is he the?
He's
Only?
the only person.
I was gonna say, isn't he the only one?
I'm trying to remember if there's anybody else, but I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Uh,
The Rock played football.
oh, he played football. You know.
Yeah.
Mm,
Yeah.
you know what I mean. But yeah. Anyway, yeah, that's crazy to think about. 2 years, and he has the championship.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
And he even won a triple threat match against Chris Benoit and Chris Jericho in WrestleMania in 2000.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, when those
Which
dudes
is-
were hot as hell.
He was just like, what?
Yeah, like this.
Who this
what-
guy?
This
Who
guy
this
just
boy?
started wrestling like a year ago, huh?
He's already beaten
You haven't beat Y2J
Chris Jericho.
in the year of Y2J.
Chris Jericho.
This is literally the year Y2J right now.
Chris Jericho.
This guy's gonna beat him.
Chris Jericho.
Holy
The
moly.
same Chris Jericho that just beat Kenny Omega.
Yes,
Same Chris Jericho.
Chris Jericho.
Chris Jericho.
So
Just
it's-
real quick,
Oh,
I just want to say thank you, Chris Jericho,
thanks, Chris.
because he said we owe him a thank you for AEW. So
thank you.
Thank you, Chris Jericho.
When you retire in like 100 years, we'll do a 10-hour episode on you.
And it's just gonna say thank you, Chris Jericho.
Oh, okay.
And then he's gonna come on
that's
and he'll
easy.
talk and he'll be really mean to us.
Talk is Jericho.
Oh my god.
Talk is not Jericho that time.
Yeah, because it'll
Talk is us.
be different. Anyway, back to Curtis Angleman.
So now another surpriser here. 1 year later at No Mercy in 2002, Kurt Angle wrestled his first best match.
First one.
He doesn't have any 5 stars, unfortunately. Sorry.
Which is
Sorry, Kurt.
kind of weird to think
It's
about.
surprising.
Yeah.
I was really surprised. But this is his first 4.75.
Which is close.
About as close as you can get to the 5, the big fiver. And he wrestled 3 4.75 star matches. One against Shawn Michaels.
Shawn
I'm
Michaels.
going to go
Heartbreak
backwards
Kid.
in order here. One against Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 21.
Mm-hmm.
One against Chris Benoit at
Benoit.
Royal Rumble 2003. And then won this match at No Mercy 2002, the culmination of the tag team tournament to crown the inaugural champions of the SmackDown WWE Tag Team Championship belts. He teamed up with Chris Benoit as placed together by Stephanie McMahon, probably as a joke because they were feuding at the time, and they wrestled against Edge and, not Christian, Rey Mysterio.
Wait, go back again when you said the Edge thing and not Christian?
I said,
wait, what?
and he wrestled against Edge and, not Christian, Rey Mysterio.
That was really good.
Thank you. I said a lot of words in that
super
long
weird.
sentence. Yeah, right. I thought that was a real weird tag team.
Wasn't there like a weird stint where they were Team ECK, where it was like Edge, Christian, and Kurt?
Yeah, but not then.
Huh.
It was Edge and Rey Mysterio, and it was real weird because Rey Mysterio is very short and Edge very tall, skinny man. But I think that Kurt and Chris Benoit were a really good tag team because they're like really, really similar wrestlers, honestly.
Yep. Yeah. Because they're both very technical and very wrestly.
Yeah, exactly. And they're like pretty much the same size.
Yeah.
Like,
which is why the feud was so hot when they feuded for so long.
yeah, when those two wrestled together, ba-bamba.
Bamba. La 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 bamba. Yeah. I didn't watch this one, so.
Oh, that's right. You watched the other one.
I watched the Benoit.
Well, let me talk about this one.
Hit me with it.
This is a hot match.
Hot.
At first, I'll be honest, I wasn't heated. I wasn't feeling hot for it. I was like, why did this get rated so highly? I wonder. It's just kind of okay. It's normal wrestling match.
Very standard tag team
but,
match.
Yeah. Then the second half, that baby just ramped up to 100, and I was like, whoa, okay, holy shit.
Yeah.
Like, this is one of those matches where near the end, when stuff is happening, when everybody's trying to get the pin, you really don't know what's going to happen. You're like, holy shit, how is this going to end? Like,
yeah.
I have no idea. I cannot guess this right now. Like, I was like completely in awe at my confusion because like everybody kept coming back in and trying to get the pin and like hitting their finisher, but then someone else would come back in and then hit their finisher, and like it was like boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
It was like spear 619. No,
I'm like,
ankle lock. No.
just you describing, I'm getting fucking like hyped up. I'm like, yeah, let's go.
I'm getting you heated, man.
Yeah, give me hot.
But let me talk about Kurt.
Okay, hit me.
So Kurt, this is his third year wrestling ever, and he has improved so much.
Yeah.
Like, there's a huge evolution between that early match we watched and this one. I actually wrote down he looks a lot more comfortable in the ring, which I'm glad you brought up from that other match. He looked like stiff and just like, what do I do? But in this one, he just looked like fucking natural. Like this was his home. He was just using the ring to his advantage. He looked like he knew exactly the move he wanted to do next. He was, countering perfectly, and everything was just like perfect. Like nothing looked out of place. Yeah. From anybody in this match, but especially from Kurt, I was very
you
impressed
would
with
expect
that.
it out of the other three.
Yeah, right. They have been wrestling. Rey Mysterio by that point had been wrestling for like 15 years. Or some shit.
Forever.
So like all those guys were very much more veterans than he was. I'm not sure about Edge though.
I was just thinking that too. I didn't want to say that Edge has been in the game for a long time.
Yeah.
Because I don't feel like he had been in there that very long.
Yeah, maybe not. But Benoit and Mysterio, for sure, have been doing it for a long time by that point. Yeah. But everybody looked so good in that match, and like I said, nothing looked out of place. Everything was just like fluid and like perfectly executed. And man, I want to talk about my favorite spot. It's not even involving Kurt Angle though. Like it was Ray and Benoit in the ring, and Ray got Benoit against the ropes for the 619, and then Ray like spun around for it, and Benoit slipped out and like countered it and grabbed him. Oh, it's sick.
I think just to just touch on this real quick, Chris Benoit had the greatest counters in wrestling. I'm gonna say that right now. Anybody that's ever wrestled, Chris Benoit's counters were the smoothest, most fluid looking counters in wrestling ever.
Yeah, that really showed in this match.
Yeah,
honestly, I'm not just patronizing you. Yeah, it's true.
No, you better don't.
Yeah, the other thing was, just a note about the difference in wrestling in general back then is that I feel like nowadays, I think we brought this up in the Ric Flair episode, there's a lot more grandstanding before you're about to do your finisher, because people know they're like, oh yeah, burn it down, and
even though it's the heartbreak.
Yeah, they put like a lot more. They put a lot more of like a pause before the finisher, so people can get excited for it. But like in this match, like for the 619. Like you see Ray do a 619 now. It's like the dude's gonna be on the ropes, and then
Ray gets on the ropes, and then Ray runs around. And he does the hands in the air.
Yeah, Ray's gonna like hype up the crowd for a bit and be like, "Yeah, let's do it." And everybody's like, "Yeah, 619, dude! Oh,
here he comes!
But like this, he Benoit's on the ropes, and Ray just hit the opposite side and just went for it. Like there was absolutely nothing, and that was the same for everybody's finishers. Like there was no like.
I think the most build up. Back then, the most you got out of it was like before the Big Show was the Big Show, the Giant. He would undo his one strap, and then choke slam. He like that was like the most you got out of like a finisher setup.
Yeah, I feel like you'd only get it with like the big guys.
Yeah,
or like with or like with Taker when he would do the tombstone. And he was like, wow.
Yeah,
like you'd only get it with the big guys doing those huge moves, right? But like this, it's just they just do it, and everybody's like, yeah, they did it.
They did the thing,
and it's kind of it was just interesting to think about that, to notice that.
We didn't bring up that specific thing in the Ric Flair episode, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, I think I wanted to.
Yeah,
that's it.
Oh, who won?
Oh, sorry. No, just kidding. Kurt Angle and Chris Benoit won. They were the first WWE Tag Team Champions.
Way to go, boys!
So like, it is confusing because they called it the WWE Tag Team Championships, but I think at that point they had the other tag team belts on Raw already, so this was just for SmackDown. But they were just calling it the WWE Tag Team Championships.
Yeah,
like it wasn't called like the SmackDown Tag Team Championships.
It's kind of like the confusion between the WWE title and the Universal title. It's It's like the same thing, but just different shows.
Yeah, but yeah, they were the first champions of those belts.
Well done.
And that was when Kurt pulled off the Grand Slam. So at that point, he had those belts. He had gotten the big boy off of The Rock, and he had the Hardcore Championship, I think.
Maybe.
And at some point he had, at some point I was reading, he had both the European and Intercontinental belts at the same time.
Yeah, they call it the
Eurocontinental champion. Yeah, that was
the Eurocental or Euro. Yeah, whatever they called it.
It was cute.
Yeah, it was cute.
But yeah, and
I do remember that.
That gave Kurt the old Grand Slammy.
Yep,
like old
Grand Salami.
Grand Salami, delicious. Man,
so, do you want to talk about Benoit and Kurt Angle?
Yes, sir. The one you watched.
So, this was probably the peak of the Benoit Angle feud. I would like to believe. I don't really remember it very much, but I do remember this match.
Right.
Before I go into this match, I want to talk about the other thing. So, when we were talking about top-rated match, you told me No Mercy 2002. Oh, yeah. But I thought in my head, I was like, No Way Out 2002. No. And I watched like the first half of the Triple H Kurt Angle match, and I was like, this match is maybe 3.5 at best. Like, why am I watching this? And then I was like, wait, this can't be it.
Yeah, that's what when I messaged you. I was like, no, that's not the right one.
Yeah. But anyway, so No Mercy, Royal Rumble 2003 was the one I want to talk about. It was Chris Benoit, Kurt Angle. Great match. Starts hot. Kurt Angle comes down to the ring with Team Angle, with Shelton Benjamin, and the guy I can never remember.
Blonde man.
Yeah, Team Angle. It was weird though because I expected Paul Heyman to be there, but he wasn't. Because that was like when Paul Heyman was like managing.
Right.
Yeah, it was like that weird like Paul Heyman Brock Lesnar feud, which really didn't make any sense at all.
Yeah.
But that happened, and then the build up to this match is really good too, because it was like the big show. It was supposed to be like the Big Show's big moment. But Chris Benoit beats him. In it was like it's like a pin that shouldn't have happened. So I can understand why he didn't like the Big Show was upset. But regardless, Chris Benoit won.
Good.
So match starts hot. They go into the Team Angle gets in the ring first. Chris Benoit comes in afterwards. And as soon as Chris Benoit gets in the ring, he starts pushing everybody. Get Kurt Angle. He's pushing him.
Oh, hell
and Team Angle is like, hey, get back. No.
Oh, screw you guys.
And like as soon as, right before the bell rings, the ref goes, you guys got to get out of here.
Yeah.
And it kicks Team Angle out of the ring.
Yes.
Kicks him to the backstage. And then, as like we've mentioned before, Chris Benoit and Kurt Angle are very similar. And they're very technical wrestlers. So it was a very technical wrestling match.
Yeah.
There was a lot of suplexes. There was a lot of counters, reversals.
Yeah.
I understand why this match got rated so highly. Taz said it was a 5-star match at the end of it.
Taz?
Yeah. At the end of the match, he's like, that was a 5-star match. But I wouldn't give it a 5-star. 4.5. 4.75 probably.
4.75?
But it was really good. Like I said, it was very technical.
Yeah.
There isn't really any like... There's a couple really cool spots where they were like just countering each other. My favorite spot in the match was they were doing belly back suplexes, German suplexes. And like Benoit did one, and then like they stood up because Benoit used to do the thing where he'd like do 3 at once.
Yeah.
He did that. He did one, and then Kurt Angle like reversed it, and Kurt Angle did it to him, and then they stood up again, and then Benoit reversed it and like did it back to him, and they did that like 3 or 4 times.
Dang, that's
so
cool.
it was like a really cool sequence to watch where they were just like flipping it back and forth. There was also another really cool sequence when they were like, I believe Chris Benoit locked in the ankle lock first.
Oh.
And then like Kurt Angle reversed it and got him, and then like Benoit reversed it again, and then reversed it again. And it was like it was like very fluent, just clean, very technical wrestling.
Yeah.
Just back and forth, and it was like really, really cool to watch because you don't really see that very often anymore. It's very rare to see like really like technical like reverses, and it could be just because how great Chris Benoit was at
it could have been
reversing and technical wrestling. But match goes on. Is like I said, it was really good. I just watched it like an hour ago.
Yep, I walked in at the end.
It was for the WWE title, and I believe this was the time when they had 2 different belts.
Okay.
So it was weird because I think that at one point they were talking about how somebody else was wrestling for the title, but this one was for the title.
Yeah.
It was a really weird, confusing time when you didn't know what title meant what anymore.
Yeah. Like it's probably like what, like the WWE like heavyweight title and then the WWE title.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Yeah. So it's kind of hard to keep track, but this one was for one of those 2. I believe it was the heavyweight title is what they were calling it. But yeah, it had, you get to see pretty much everything that you would expect to see out of these 2. You get to see Chris Benoit do his flying headbutt. One succeeds, one doesn't.
I walked in right on the successful one. That was right.
Yeah, it was really good. Hits him right in the back of his shoulder. You get to see a couple crippler cross faces. Some ankle locks, an angle slam in there.
Oh yeah.
At one point they double clothesline each other and they lay on the mat for a 9 count. And they gotta stand back up right at the last second. And they start punching each other.
Yeah.
But ultimately Kurt Angle did like he locks in the ankle lock, and then Chris Benoit tries to get out of it, and then he like slams like Kurt Angle's like drops down onto the mat.
Oh yeah,
And it
I remember
kind of
that.
almost turns into like a heel hook, sort of.
Yeah, he kind of put it into a heel hook and then like stood back up into an ankle lock. Right?
Yeah. And then Chris did tap out. And then afterwards, I don't know if they showed this in the pay-per-view or not, but like in the video that I watched afterwards, like after everything's all settled and Chris Benoit gets up, everybody's like cheering and clapping and like, thank you, Chris. And like, I was like, wait, was this his last match? And so we had to like look it up.
Oh yeah, we
and,
looked it up. And
which it wasn't. He wrestled for another like
wasn't.
4 years before his untimely death.
The thing.
But yeah, it was great. I'd watch it again right now. Here I go.
Oh, we're leaving.
Give me 28 minutes.
All right, everybody, put us on pause and go watch the match. You actually reminded me of a great part in the match that I watched, where Kurt Angle had Edge in an ankle lock, and Edge kind of reversed it and flipped over Angle and got him in an ankle lock.
Yeah,
but it was like it seemed like Edge was just like bad at it. like he didn't really know what he was doing.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, I'm gonna do it to you. Oh shit, how do you do this? And then
like, wait, what do you?
And then Kurt Angle reversed it again and got him back in it. It was a really good spot.
He's like, hey, how do you do this? Do you use your hands, arms, or your
hey,
body? Like,
Kurt, how am I doing? Can you give me some critique?
it's like you grab heel, grab toe, and twist. Wait, but do you do what? Do you do it with your arm?
Just show me here. Just put me back in it.
Oh, I get it now.
Yeah, that was a great spot from my match. I like. It seems kind of difficult to reverse an ankle lock into an ankle lock.
Yeah, but
getting yourself from being on the ground with your leg all the way in the
like
air
behind you
to going and putting the other dude in that same position.
Mm-hmm.
That seems like a lot of work.
Yeah,
but I'm proud of them. Very, very athletic.
Yeah,
the athleticism here is off the charts.
Off the charts.
Kurt, remember what your past self said? It's beneath you. Not anymore.
Take it back. You have to. You have to take it back now that you're a champion, brother.
Athletic Kurt.
Yeah, you're an athletic Kurt. Of all the Kurts, you're one of the most athletic probably ever. Great job.
Yeah, I mean, way more than Kurt Cobain, right?
I would imagine.
That's the only Kurt I can think of. Yeah.
Did you watch the Michaels one?
No.
No.
We didn't watch that. Maybe, no. We're bad podcasters.
No, I mean, it's fine. We've each picked a match.
Yeah,
we can't watch them all.
Our rule is to watch one, and when there's 3 best matches, what do you expect us to do?
All of them? No.
There's not 3 of us here.
Yeah.
Buddies. Only 2. Maybe we should just watch all of them next time.
Probably.
Whatever.
Who cares?
We don't care.
You can't judge us. We watch a lot of wrestling.
We care.
We do.
Please judge us.
I mean, don't
judge us.
I mean, judge us nicely.
Judge us kindly, please.
Yes.
So I think that this is kind of like, I feel like this is kind of the sparking of a great run for Kurt Angle.
Mm-hmm.
Like around this era and around when he got the championship from The Rock. Like fucking insane to say that after 2 years, 3 years of wrestling. This is like the start of his like heyday in a way, like his absolute peak. Because after this, he was just having like huge hot feuds all the time. Feuded with fucking Austin,
Triple H,
like all the top stars. And,
HBK.
HBK, man. At that time, holy moly, HBK.
There was like a quick thing with Ric Flair even.
Oh,
He wrestled Ric Flair a few times.
Yeah, there was. Yeah. There was something with that was involving Hulk Hogan in some capacity. Like Hulk Hogan was like managing somebody.
I
don't remember.
I don't remember now. But he wrestled everybody. All the big boys.
So yeah, Kurt Angle was doing great things at that time. Had a hot period from then up until about 2005-ish, which then in 2006 was kind of his death knell for his first run in the WWE, because he was drafted to the new version of ECW in 2006, which we all know how that whole thing went.
Yeah, the whole
terrible.
ECW thing was blech.
Yeah, and he was booked in just a lot of shit. There was one thing I read where he had like a match with Randy Orton in ECW,
That's weird.
and it sounded really dumb. And I was like, I'm not watching that.
Yeah.
And then the last big thing he did for WWE was he challenged RVD to a championship match for the ECW belt, and he lost. And then after that, he appeared occasionally on TV throughout 2006, throughout just the summer of 2006 even.
Mm-hmm.
And then he was having a lot of health issues, actually. At that time, from
Didn't he his back?
yeah, something like that. From Kurt's own words from one of his books, he was saying that he was working hurt a lot, and WWE was just not gonna give him time off.
Yeah.
And he was like, this is gonna fuck me up. Like, this is gonna kill me. And so he was granted early release before his contract expired due to those issues. And then, funnily enough, 1 month after his release, TNA announced that they signed him.
Boom.
Which I
With
wonder,
the Angle Alliance.
I wonder how much of his release was due to health issues and how much was due to TNA, or maybe if TNA scouted him after they heard his release. I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, then Kurt Angle had a great run in TNA.
Yeah.
Honestly, like I would say he's probably one of the most well remembered wrestlers from TNA, at least of the big names, especially of the big names that came from WWE. You know, like we talked about, Ric Flair's run was weird and bad. There's like Hulk Hogan, Macho Man.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like everybody always talks about Kurt Angle's matches in TNA.
Yeah.
And like there's a lot of good ones in there. When I was looking through all his ratings, I saw a lot of high rated matches from his TNA days.
Yeah. He did a match against Sam Joe.
Mm-hmm.
Samoa Joe, I guess. Sam Joe's an inside joke between us,
Yep.
so not a lot of people are going to get that
Yeah,
one.
nobody's gonna get that.
Sam Joe, he because at the time Sam Joe stole the title from Jeff Jarrett.
Oh yeah. I like
Yeah,
that.
that was a fun thing.
That sounds so Samoa Joe.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, even if you just like go through this list that I have here of matches that he had in TNA, it's like not one of these are ones that you would look at and be like, well, that probably was a shit match.
Yeah, right. There's a ton of like, I'm really interested in checking out a lot of his TNA matches now after just seeing the list. Like,
Yeah, I mean,
this
he had a
great
cage
stuff.
match with Samoa Joe, AJ Styles, and Chris Harris.
I think that's one that I've heard is like just an incredible match.
I believe it. Those are a lot of hot names.
Didn't give 5 stars though. Didn't
Yeah.
even get 4.75.
God damn it,
David Meltzer.
Kurt Angle.
And it's interesting, and something I just realized too is that people consider Kurt Angle to be such like a WWE guy, but at that time when he signed to TNA, he only wrestled for the WWE for 6 years, 7 years.
Yeah.
And he stayed in TNA for 10 years.
Yeah, but like there was like a couple years where he was just like the director of operations or something, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
true, but he was
still like TNA,
He was
yeah.
still like TNA all the way for
Yep.
for 10 years.
Yep.
And I think that at this point, even with Kurt Angle's return, he's been in WWE for less time than TNA.
Did you know Kurt Angle was in New Japan?
Yes, I was just about to bring that up.
Tag team with Yuji Nagata.
Yeah, from 07 to 09.
Pretty wild.
Yeah,
Like we said last month. Everybody came from New Japan.
that's right. We got to watch those matches too.
Yeah.
I want to see Kurt in Japan with,
Yeah.
with my boy Yuji. I love that.
I bet they're fucking hot.
Yeah.
Not 5-star hot, but probably hot.
Yeah, apparently not 5-star hot. Dave Meltzer.
Yeah. Stupid Dave Meltzer.
I was also surprised to learn of a couple other things he did. Like he wrestled with the Lucha promotion AAA in 2012 for a bit.
Yep.
And he wrestled
Lucha Libre Worldwide.
Hey, Triple Mania.
Whoop, 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 whoop.
And he wrestled in various indie promotions in 2016 and 2017.
Like 2 years ago, he was in.
Yeah,
he was wrestling in indie promotions.
Just 2 years ago, and he had matches with people like Rey Mysterio, Zack Sabre Jr., Cody Rhodes.
Yeah,
I didn't know about any of this.
Yeah,
and I was like,
wild.
Holy shit! I want to see Kurt Angle versus ZSJ, dude.
Yeah,
that's probably.
I would watch Kurt Angle, Cody Rhodes.
Hell, man, ZSJ got all those holds. Kurt Angle got all those holds.
Yeah, I'm a huge Cody Rhodes mark right now after watching AEW. Just
I love
throw that
Cody.
out there. But yeah, and then he returned to the WWE in 2017 as Raw's general manager.
That's right. In January 2017, they announced him for the Hall of Fame. Everybody was like, "Holy shit, yeah!" And he drank milk on that stage. I remember watching that.
Yeah, didn't he have like 2 gallons and he poured them? Yeah.
He just went wild with them.
Oh man. Oh, never mind. We could talk about it later. I was gonna say we can talk about my favorite Kurt Angle moment.
Oh yeah. We'll talk about that
later. Yeah.
We'll talk about that later.
Okay.
Let's talk about that later.
Let's
talk about that later. And then his official return was on April 3rd, 2017, on the Raw after Mania. Mm-hmm. Vince McMahon was like, "We got Kurt Angle as the new general manager of Raw."
That was really good Vince McMahon voice.
Anytime I do Vince McMahon, I can only do it like once a year because it hurts. I have to rest up my voice now until next year.
It was worth it. It was really good.
Thank you. I try. God, how does that guy live with that voice? and it was how
does that guy live with that voice?
It was shortly after this. So I thought that, first of all, I thought that Kurt Angle's return was a lot longer ago than just 2017. It feels like he came back like in like 2015 or
it feels
earlier,
like it's been a long time,
right?
Yeah.
And I also felt like the angle with Jason Jordan being his son was a lot newer than it was, but that was the very first thing he did as GM. That was
there's the Corey Graves thing where it's like,
gimmick.
I have some scandalous information about Kurt Angle.
I was like, holy shit, that was that long ago? Wow. Like I felt like that was just like last year, but apparently not. It's 2 years ago. The year's 2019.
You know what's really weird?
Yes.
Is and Kurt Angle's like final match thing. Jason Jordan? Yeah, Jason Jordan was sitting with Kurt Angle's family.
Oh, was he?
Yeah. They're still trying to play that.
They're trying.
Yeah.
Oh.
It was weird.
It was just giving up.
Because he hugged his wife and his real kids were there and Jason Jordan was standing right behind him and I was like, why are you still trying to play that? That's not okay anymore.
If you're listening to this and you have no idea what the fuck we're talking about, there's this angle where Kurt Angle kept getting these mysterious texts and he would read them and he'd be like, "Oh, I can't let this be revealed. This is gonna ruin my career." And then when it was revealed that Jason Jordan was his illegitimate love child. Mm-hmm. And then it didn't go anywhere because Jason Jordan got injured not too long after that, and then they just kind of ignored it.
And then it just went away.
Gladly.
Yes.
Thank you, because
it was really awkward and
bad.
really bad angle.
Nobody wanted it.
Yeah, and then he got the tag title. Jason Jordan got the tag titles with Seth Rollins, and that was a really awkward thing to happen too.
That was so weird.
It just really made me not like Jason Jordan very much.
Yeah, same. Jason Jordan's good. He's good in the ring. He had a lot of potential, but then they put him in this weird gimmick, and I was like, oh, I don't like this. I don't like Jason Jordan. But then afterwards is when I realized no, Jason Jordan's pretty good, but why did they do that to him? Poor boy.
Just for fun, I guess. I don't know.
It's one of Vince's cruel jokes.
Yeah.
Hey, Jason, we're gonna make you Kurt Angle's son.
Kind of. I was trying to see if I could find a picture of the thing, but I can't find it.
That's okay. Well, Kurt Angle made his in-ring return in... Oh, shit. I fucked up. He made his in-ring return in 2018? I didn't write it down. Was it TLC 2018?
Was that when he was with The Shield?
Yeah, with The Shield.
Let me see if I can find it.
Roman
Dun,
Reigns
dun.
was out with an illness, and they needed a replacement fast, and they put Kurt Angle in that role. And
October 20th.
October 20th in the year
I'm guessing 2017.
2017?
Yes.
That was, man, that feels so. I thought that was shorter.
Yeah,
away
because
than
he
that.
did that, and then later on afterwards was the thing with Ronda Rousey at WrestleMania.
Oh, you're right.
Yep.
Wow. Okay, so yeah, 2017, Kurt Angle made his official in-ring return with the Shield, and I loved it. It was kind of weird, but it was great
Yeah, it was weird, but it fit.
somehow.
Yeah.
And Kurt looked like he was loving it. I remember watching that match, and I was like, man, Kurt's having a good time. He's just like
Yeah.
smiling the whole time. Like,
Yeah, like
holy shit,
walk-
I love this.
Walking down the stairs, he's like,
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
smiling, but
this
he's
is
wearing
cool.
he's wearing like the Shield like flak jacket gear,
Yeah.
and Dean and Seth were all like, "Ooh," and then Kurt Angle's like, "Hey, this is fun."
I get why you guys do this. This is cool.
And then after that, he had a little decent run of in ring action. He went back and wrestled his first match on Raw in like 11 years
Mm-hmm.
since then, and he was kind of this here and there staple. He wasn't wrestling all the time, but when he did, people were stoked. He was doing a good job.
Yeah, he did that conquistador thing for a hot minute.
Oh yeah. I was gonna bring that up. Yeah, he came back as the Conquistador, and everybody's like, "What?"
Yeah.
And then he's like, "It's me, Kurt Angle." And everybody's
Hey,
like,
boys.
"Oh, I knew it. I could see your body shape." And then in March of 2019, Kurt Steven Angle announced his retirement. He announced that he would be retiring at WrestleMania 35.
Yep.
In the following month, and he
his surprise opponent was going to be announced later.
yes, and then he faced each week on Raw and SmackDown. He would face hand-picked opponents during what he called his farewell tour, which were
People from his past and stuff.
yeah, Apollo Crews, Chad Gable, Samoa Joe, and AJ Styles.
Mm-hmm.
All I didn't catch the one with Apollo Crews, but
Me neither.
I saw all the others and they were great. Yep. The one, man, his match with Chad Gable was so good. Like, I remember loving that match. I watched that. I like Chad Gable. Chad Gable's like mini Kurt Angle.
Ready, Willing, and Gable.
That's right. And then it was announced that his final opponent would be John Cena, Baron Corbin.
Not. John C. Not. Because it was Baron fucking Corbin.
This is Baron Corbin.
What a shit fucking bold
Yep.
guy. I'm so...
Everybody was sad and mad.
It just doesn't make any sense. How in the writing department do you sit down and you're like, all right, this is Kurt Angle's final match with our thing. Maybe his final match in wrestling ever. Baron Corbin. And everybody went, yeah, let's do it. Baron Corbin.
Yeah.
Yes, Baron Corbin.
So, if you need explanation why John Cena not being there was a disappointment, which might sound surprising, is because when John Cena made his debut in the WWE, it was against Kurt Angle. I almost forgot his name.
Fun segue. I was going to make this my favorite Angle moment.
Oh! I love it too.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Just because what happens in like the
Yeah.
the John Cena we had then in his debut was
Interesting.
yes.
He was surely a fella.
Yeah, that's very true.
That old John. But yeah, and then people were like, "Oh, John Cena's still wrestling. He's the fucking biggest thing in the world right now. Why?
He's doing everything.
Put him. That'd be great. That'd like come full circle." And then it was Baron Corbin.
I wonder if they just couldn't book John Cena. So they had to settle for Baron Corbin?
No, I doubt it. I was reading that Kurt said that Baron Corbin was picked by WWE, and it was because him and Baron Corbin had feuded a lot recently before that, because Baron Corbin was the Raw GM for a while, and and they had been butting heads, and
it's Baron Corbin.
Yeah. And I saw a quote from Kurt Angle. He said, and this is not an exact quote, okay, guys, don't be mad, but he said it's close to this. He said it may not have been the match I wanted, but it was the match that made the most sense. And I can see that. I can see where he's coming from.
Barely.
From a storyline perspective, from a company perspective.
I feel like for something like this, you kind of throw the storyline out of the window, though. And
Yeah,
you go with...
I agree with that.
You kind of, like, you go with what the people want in a situation like this.
Yeah, you say fuck it. You know, this dude's one of the biggest dudes ever. Like, let's give it to him. But it is what it is. So
true. We can't turn back time.
WrestleMania, April 7th, 2019. Kurt Angle wrestled his last wrestling match against Mr. Baron Corbin. And everybody was sad.
Yep.
The crowd was quiet. They didn't care. Everybody.
Yeah, it's just so hard to care about that match.
Yeah, everybody went wild for Kurt's entrance, as always. And
you suck.
Yeah, people had like "you suck" signs.
You suck.
Or one guy had a sign that said like "you never sucked." And
yeah, I saw that. That was a really good sign.
Good.
I like that one.
You're a good dude.
Yeah.
But everybody loved it. Kurt was into it, and then Baron Corbin came out. And everybody was like, "Oh yeah, that's right.
We're doing this."
It's Baron Corbin. Then during the match, like it's just fucking silent. Like everybody's like, "Oh, ankle lock. Yeah,
Yo, this is gonna be it. He's gonna win. He's gonna do it."
I want to point out my first note on this match says JBL on commentary. Ugh.
Very true.
I hate that guy. He sucks. He sucks. Seriously.
He sucks the most.
He sucks.
The
Actually.
most.
He's the worst.
The most.
He's the worst. The most. Kurt Angle was 50 years old when he wrestled this match, which
He's still 50.
Wow. I thought he was older because
I thought he was too.
Has I think Taker's like 54 now.
Yeah.
And he still wrestles occasionally. I'm like, man, Kurt's already retiring, but Kurt had a lot of injuries 10, 15 years ago, so it makes sense.
Who wrestled in AEW this weekend that was 50?
Fucking Dustin Rhodes.
That's what it was. Yes.
Yeah, Goldust.
Because I remember, I was like, I watched a match recently where they were bringing up that he was 50 a lot, and that was the one.
Well, also probably Billy Gunn and Tommy Dreamer in the Battle Royal.
Yeah, true, but
they didn't do like singles matches though. But like, the very first thing I noticed was that you can tell Kurt's body is not cut out for this just from his entrance. Just from him coming out and lifting up his arms, and he looks like a fucking grandpa.
Yeah, true.
Like one of those grandpa arm lifts where it's just like halfway.
Yeah, he definitely, like, even when he came back with the Shield and like the little stints that he did, you could definitely tell like he was a little stiffer than you would expect him to be. He was like, it was kind of like watching somebody that couldn't bend at the waist. Almost,
exactly. Like he didn't have full like movement.
Yeah.
He had to really limit himself on what he was doing and kind of work softer. And really, really be careful.
Yeah. Don't want to break him.
Yeah. I mean, I think he did a good job. I think he put in a lot more of a good job than Taker's last match.
Wait, wasn't Taker's last match that John Cena squash?
I don't remember. Yeah, I think so.
And
it was dumb.
Yeah.
And awful.
That storyline. That angle sucked dick.
But even before that, Taker's official last match with Roman Reigns is fucking terrible.
Not good.
Undertaker couldn't do shit.
Yeah.
But like Kurt Angle, you could tell he was really kind of like pushing past his boundaries.
Yeah, he was definitely giving it his all for sure.
I think he really did a good job, and I would like to applaud Baron Corbin too for doing a lot of the heavy lifting. I'm sorry, but Baron Corbin.
You're definitely not wrong.
He's making Kurt look real good.
As much as we all like to dog on Baron Corbin, he does have a lot of skill and talent.
Yeah,
he's just he's just boring.
Just his character and his storylines are awful.
Yeah. That could, that's, yep.
Right, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you're definitely not wrong. I mean, if you put John Cena in this match, I honestly think that it doesn't look as good.
Right.
It doesn't flow as well, and
right.
because I mean, you're talking John Cena that he just does his 5 knuckle shuffles and FUs and things.
Yeah,
and
totally.
But like he does not. He's not one that's known to like help lift a wrestler.
True.
He's more of kind of like a showcaser. Like this is what this guy can do. I'm not going to help him. He's just going to show everybody what he can do.
That's a good point. Yeah.
So I mean, as much as we like to dog on Baron Corbin and how it was a terrible choice for his last match, and I think Kurt Angle's brother is on record saying that it was the worst decision the WWE's ever made and shit. But it was probably the right decision. Like thinking of like the storyline, sure, but I think there weren't very many wrestlers that could hold him up.
Yeah.
Like to the standard that we'd expect Kurt Angle to be in.
Yeah.
As well as Baron Corbin, because they had feuded, so like Baron Corbin knew Kurt Angle in a way that he could like help.
Yeah, I'm sure they were probably like the most familiar with each other in the ring by that point. At least from the last year or so.
Yeah.
Because Kurt Angle had, other than that feud, he just kind of wrestled kind of one-off little matches.
I mean, he was like in the Rumble for a minute, eliminated Shinsuke Nakamura.
Yeah, but yeah, I think Baron Corbin was the only one who was really familiar with how to utilize Kurt to position Kurt above Kurt.
Yeah.
What?
To make Kurt look good.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
To use Kurt's and his kit to make Kurt look good.
Yes.
Also at the same time, have we talked about the finish of this match?
Not yet. I have a couple of points to go through about this match. Some quick things. The ankle lock looks really weak.
Yep.
Because Kurt obviously can't like really crank it as much as he used to. Is just like he's kind of holding his leg, and he every once in a while he would like and tense up.
Like even if you look at the one that he did, like just a little bit before that on Triple H, even that one you were kind of like, does that really hurt though?
Yeah, it looks more like he's just like stretching out his calf.
Yeah, he's like, does that feel good? Tell me when to stop. Tell me when to stop.
Baron Corbin's like, oh, right there, dude. Yes. Oh, fuck. This has been tight all week.
Yeah. Baron Corbin sold it well.
Yeah. Another applause to Baron Corbin for really.
This is probably the most love Baron Corbin's ever going to get on this podcast.
Thank you, Baron.
Thank you, Baron. It's probably the only time he's going to get one of those too.
Speaking of Baron, there was one part with Baron Corbin that I fucking loved when Corbin threw Kurt into the turnbuckle and he came over and he did the John Cena "You can't see me."
Yeah.
And he's like, "You can't see me, Kurt." I thought that was
it was a good callback.
Yeah,
it was a good Easter egg for those that know of the. Well, what are you gonna bring to this wrestling match that you could challenge me?
Yeah,
ruthless aggression.
Whoa, that was good. But yeah, I loved that. I thought that was a great very aware heel thing to do.
Yeah.
Like he's like, "Oh, everybody wanted John Cena. I guess what? I'm not him. You can't see me."
It would have been better if he did it to the crowd and he's like, "You can't see John Cena because I'm Baron Corbin."
That'd be good.
Real quick on Baron Corbin though, there was a time when I really, really liked him because I saw him at WWE Live when he came to Reno, and he was wrestling. I want to say, who is the We the People guy?
Oh, Heath Slater?
No,
wait, no, not Heath Slater. Jack Swagger.
Yeah, Jack Swagger. I'm pretty sure he was wrestling Jack Swagger, and there was like parts in the match where he plays a really, really good heel, and he would get like thrown against the ropes, and he'd be like. Arms up in the air, trying to get him off of him, and then he'd just like, "Do your job, ref. Do your job," and he's like yelling at the ref. And, like, I thought that was like, I was like, man, he plays the perfect heel. And then I started watching him more, and I was like,
I remember when near the end of Baron Corbin's like lone wolf gimmick, back when he still had the long hair and stuff.
Yeah.
I was like really starting to hook
Come
onto
around,
him.
yeah.
I was like, okay, Baron Corbin's pretty cool. Like Baron Corbin has a fucking cool ass finisher.
Yeah.
The Deep Six honestly is one of my favorite finishers in wrestling
Yeah.
right now. And I was like, okay, I'm coming around to his character.
In the
like,
end of days, I think even the end of
Yeah.
days is cool, where he like swings him
Yeah,
up
End of
and then
Days
he
is
swings
cool.
him down. Yeah,
I was like, all right, I'm getting into this. And then he like went away for a while, and then he came back with this like vest on.
yeah, and shaved his
and
head.
he shaved his head, and I was like,
Now I'm
oh.
the constable of Raw.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, never
Yeah.
mind. I don't like him at all anymore.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's true for a lot of people.
Yep.
Probably. They fucked up. They fucked up.
You
They
fucked up. You fucked up. Vince retire. Vince retire.
Whoa, that's gonna be a long episode. I wrote. Here's a funny note. Still did a fucking backflip at 50 though.
Yep.
That
You sure did.
I was surprised at that part. I was like, oh, Kurt, don't
You're gonna break your freaking neck.
again. Wow.
Calling it back.
But yeah, he did that. What would you even call that? Like the.
I don't.
Because it's not like a.
It's not like a moonsault.
Yeah, it's not a moonsault. It's just like. It's like that goofy backflip that Brock Lesnar did that one time, and he almost broke his neck. But yeah, he did a backflip, and he's trying to land on Corbin. Corbin rolled out of the way, and his 50-year-old body just smashed face first into the mat. And
Oh yeah, it was the one where he did like the front backflip, right?
no, I think he just did a normal backflip, but
Yeah, what's that one called then?
I don't fucking
Yeah,
know.
who cares?
Backflip.
Charlotte Flair. That's what we'll call it.
And
She does that now.
Yeah, my next note just says, standard match, I guess.
Yep.
There's nothing like exciting or
Nothing real special about
cool
it.
about it. Yeah, it
Yeah.
just felt like a match on Raw. It
Felt like
short. It was
it
like
could have
8 minutes or
been.
something. It just felt like a normal match. And then Kurt Angle lost. But
Gross.
go out on your back, right?
Yeah.
It's which is fine. But usually I feel like
Lost his first match. Lost his last match.
Shit!
Come full circle.
Wow.
Squared Circle Saga.
But I feel like usually when people use the go out on your back thing, it's to put over a younger sort of up and coming wrestler.
Yeah.
But like Baron Corbin's already established, and it's already established that everybody hates Baron Corbin.
Yep.
So having Kurt Angle lose to him is not putting him over.
No, it just makes us all hate him more.
Putting him under.
Yeah.
I guess in a way it's putting him over as more of a heel.
Yeah, but then like
guess.
you play him off as like a lackey with Bobby Lashley and Drew McIntyre.
That's true. 2 guys that Kurt Angle wrestled in TNA as well.
Yeah.
Boom.
Fun fact: Baron Corbin's wrestling for the title.
Huh?
Yep. At Super Showdown.
Oh, well, nobody's going to watch that. Who
Yeah.
cares?
I'm just saying.
Now,
I thought it was really weird.
yeah, so yeah, the ending of the match, Kurt Angle took a Deep Six and got pinned. And I like that Deep Six because normally with the Deep Six, Baron Corbin can be kind of loose with it with the younger guys. But with Kurt, I noticed he had both his hands under Kurt the whole time to make sure that he was going to land like flat on his back and not fuck anything up.
Yep.
And I thought that was real good work in there, Corbin. You did a real good job.
He worked it really well. Yeah.
And you still made that move look fucking cool as hell.
Yeah.
I'll never get over it.
Again, I respect Baron Corbin for his ability to wrestle, but I just hate his character. Speaking of ability to wrestle, did you watch the Rey Mysterio Andrade match?
Oh, which
on SmackDown?
one?
Thursday?
Like the most recent one?
Yeah, on Tuesday? Yeah.
No, I didn't know there was one. Oh, shit. I'm going to watch that.
Maybe it was earlier. But anyway, like the part where Rey Mysterio like jumps off the thing and he's going to Hurricane Run him off of the thing. Like Andrade like holds the ropes until Rey Mysterio has his hands like on the mat again, and then he like flips himself off, and it's like
Andrade's a fucking pro, dude.
Yeah, you don't catch it when it's like live.
Yeah.
But then like I watched the GIF of it and like in slow motion, and like you see him like totally perfectly making sure Rey Mysterio is exactly where he was supposed to be
Dang.
before he like.
Andrade's good. I've
Yeah,
seen a
and
lot of that
like-
stuff with Andrade.
And I was like, damn, his wrestling proficiency is top notch, and I didn't know that about him.
Yeah. Speaking of wrestling proficiency, something else from this match I wanted to bring up, but I didn't put in my notes for some stupid reason.
Oh, great.
Because when I was watching it, I was like, fuck, I need to mention this. When Kurt Angle did those 3 suplexes in a row
Yep.
to Baron Corbin, that's great for a 50-year-old man.
Yeah.
He never let go of Baron Corbin. And I wonder, was that a kind of shout out to Chris Benoit?
Maybe. Could have been.
I realized that after you were talking about the match you watched, and you're like, "Oh, you know how Chris Benoit always does those suplexes," and I was like, "Oh shit, wait,
That was like always his thing.
Kurt did that in his last match." I wonder if he was like really, really subtly just kind of shouting out his friend, you know?
Yeah, maybe.
I wonder, but
Yeah.
you know, we may never know because they never ain't never gonna talk about no Chris ever again.
Yep.
Sadly.
I find super irritating, but
Yeah,
I'm not gonna get into that.
We'll rest assured, fellows, we're gonna do an episode on Chris Benoit
we will.
eventually.
Yeah.
Because we love that guy.
I love Chris Benoit. He was one
Seriously.
of my favorite wrestlers.
Chris Benoit's so good.
He played the perfect anti-hero, where you weren't really sure his alliance,
Right.
but
Yeah.
you were always kind of like, I'm gonna watch that guy wrestle.
Yeah, I love him.
Yep.
And but yeah, anyway, Kurt lost. Baron leaves, but then you know Kurt sticks around, and he gets on the mic, and this is like probably one of my favorite Kurt Angle moments. He says like he doesn't give some long speech. He doesn't say some big thank you or anything.
Yeah.
He's like let's just do what you guys do best, and they play the music, and he cues the crowd to go,
right.
you suck, and he's
You're
like
right.
he's just smiling.
Yep.
And like it's cutting to like people like fucking crying but
Yeah.
saying like you suck.
Yeah.
And it's so good. Like
I'm gonna cry if we keep talking about this too long.
Dude, Kurt's such a good guy.
Yeah, like
And he's just like soaking in. He's like, yeah, this is my shit. These are my fans.
yeah, like that moment was probably the greatest Kurt Angle moment because it was just like, you know, there's like sometimes there's wrestlers like it was long speech and they're like, we miss you, blah blah blah, and it's been the greatest time of my life, and thanks to everybody here. And instead he's just kind of like, you know what, I'll make it short and sweet. Do what you guys do best.
Yeah.
Hit my music. You suck.
Oh, it's the best.
You suck.
And
then he went
real
down.
emotional watching that at work today.
Yep. And then he went down and hugged his family and then walked away.
Yeah.
And then came back to Raw to talk about his retirement and say a real farewell goodbye. And it was ruined by Lars Sullivan.
Yep. But he also smashed Baron Corbin real good. So
Yeah.
I like that part.
Yeah. I mean, in the end, it worked out. But like in the moment, I was like, I was so freaking mad when it happened. I was like,
right.
Really? This is how you're going to introduce Lars Sullivan? Like why?
Yeah.
Why do you do this to all of your greats?
We could do a whole podcast on what the fuck is happening with Lars Sullivan.
Yeah.
But anyway, now Kurt Angle's in a little bit of a higher up production role behind the scenes on WWE. He'll be putting together matches and stuff. Which...
Isn't he NXT stuff?
Oh, is he? I don't know. I just read that he was in.
I thought Triple H wanted him on NXT.
That would be fucking rad. Oh my god. I wish like.
Transition to backstage role as producer. No, I guess.
Oh.
I thought I read that somewhere that he was doing NXT with Triple H, but I could be wrong.
Well, if
Maybe he's doing both.
I'd be happy.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's Kurt Angle. Where's some of your other favorite Kurt Angle moments? Let's talk.
I mean, obviously, it's not really like the ruthless aggression thing. It's like it's just kind of funny now.
Yeah.
Like because you look at John Cena and he was like, "Who's that John Cena? You're half the size as you are now, and you look like a Backstreet Boy."
Yeah.
Favorite Kurt Angle moment. That's tough.
Yeah. Right.
I mean, you could say that there's a lot of them, but I don't feel like there's a lot of favorite moments because he never played a likable favorite character until this last like farewell tour.
Right. He's kind of always a heel.
Yeah. I really did like the Shield thing. I think that was probably one of like the most happiest I'd seen him wrestling.
Yeah, that's super surprising.
Yeah,
and super cool.
Yeah, it was like cool to like watch him go down, and he just like looked like he was having a good time, which you don't like. Most wrestlers don't break character. Like I'm this character, this is who I am. But when you see wrestlers break character and they're having a good time, it's just like a feel good moment.
Yeah,
and that was one of those moments where he like. Seth and Dean came out and they were doing their whole like we're tough guy things, and then Kurt Angle came out and he's like, yeah, I'm Kurt Angle. And he just had like a giant smile on his face, and everyone was like super hyped to see him. I think that was a really good feel good moment because like wrestlers don't break character, and he did for a really good reason.
Totally,
because he was having fun.
Man, I love it's funny you said like the ruthless aggression moment is like funny now just because like John Cena. But I like thinking back on all the other big Kurt Angle moments. They're always like funny. Like the milk truck.
Milk truck and Stone Cold.
Yeah, the milk truck was great and hilarious. But the one I think about a lot is when after he had that hair versus hair match back when he was like starting to bald and he just shaved it all and became the Kurt we know now.
Yeah.
After that, when he came back and he had like the wrestling helmet on with the toupee underneath. And he's like trying to play it off that like he still had his hair, and then I don't even remember who was somebody like ripped it off him, and he was like, oh I'm bald. Yeah, I like that moment.
Yeah, that was good.
Funny.
That was good. Yeah,
Kurt Angle.
That sums up Kurt Angle.
That was
and how much fun he had wrestling.
Life and times of Kurt Angle. I think he had a good time.
I think so.
It's wild to think about. Our first episode we did Ric Flair, who wrestled for like 50 fucking years.
Yeah.
Second episode we do Kurt Angle, who wrestled for like 20.
Yep. It's cool. The different dynamics, different characters, different different routes into wrestling.
Yeah, which is that's also interesting because Ric Flair was also like an amateur wrestler beforehand too, but they still had different kind of ways they got into it. Yeah.
But I think that's a good point to wrap it up.
Now we're done.
We're all done. Kurt Angle, you suck.
Thank you, Kurt Angle. You've been listening to the Squared Circle Sagas podcast. Let me read it again. You've been listening to Squared Circle Sagas. Today is the first of the month. We have podcast episode every time the first of the month arrives, which is every month. Literally every single month. There's going to be a first of the month.
Because the month has to start somewhere.
Yes, and
that was inspirational.
Wow, that's good. We will talk about a different wrestler on a different first of the month, the next one.
True.
Thank you for joining us. Follow us on
Twitter, Facebook. Not really. Facebook.
We'll make one.
Yep. And Apple Casts and Google Play podcast machines. Anyway, this has been Squared Circle Sagas. Thanks for hanging out with us. You suck.
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 Everybody sucks. We're the worst.